Well, it's January 2022. The brand new Scream movie is here. The first one since what, 2011? So that's 11 years since. Finally have a new Scream movie. Non-spoiler review. Here we go. Scream 2022 stars Neve Campbell, David Arquette, Courtney Cox, Jenna Ortega, Jack Quaid, Melissa Barrera, and is directed by Matt Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillette. What's up, guys? This is a non-spoiler review for Scream. And I might have stated this in the past with certain movies, but I will say this again. This will be an extremely difficult non-spoiler review because we all know the nature of Scream, right? They're whodunit slasher movies. There could be one killer, there could be two killers, there could be 3, 4, 87. So it's like every sentence you say, every word you say is a landmine. And what is a spoiler to some people might not be a spoiler to other people. So I'm gonna treat it as sensitive as possible, okay? Going into this review. But I am excited, and I will say, this is a good movie. It's a fun movie, all right? If you like Scream, you're going to like this movie. That's just what it comes down to. This is not a bad Scream movie. And before I dig deep into the non-spoiler stuff, I will say there's quite a bit of Scream content coming on the channel. This is the non-spoiler, gonna do a spoiler, gonna do a new ranking. I was thinking I probably will do a new ranking the killers. You know, a 10 questions is coming for sure. So a lot of Scream content is coming your way soon. Might even be a stream down the line here soon. But anyway, let's get right down to brass tacks. What you guys are waiting for. First off, quick plot synopsis. Look, it's a Scream movie. It's an easy plot. It's pretty much the same plot as every other Scream movie. There's this stab movie universe within the Scream franchise. Every few years, there seems to pop up a new Ghostface killer or killers. And they hone in on a circle of characters, and it usually feeds back to the original cast, you know, Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. They are in this movie. We all know that. What I will say, the opening, because Scream movies are known for their openings, right? I really enjoyed the opening of this movie. I think they got a little bit more creative with Roger L. Jackson's voice, his cadence, what he would do in this. This, I think, is probably one of the best parts of the movie, honestly. They throw in a couple of nice surprises in there. It's not gimmicky like Scream 4 was at the beginning, where it just kept being a repeat. No, it's a solid opening, very serious. The stakes are high, and it's crucial. It's important for what is to follow. Now, as with every Scream movie, they're poking fun at the current trend in horror. This movie is no different. Even, you know, early speculation, I was thinking, okay, they're gonna do requels in this one because that's the new thing these days. Take, for instance, Halloween 2018. You know, it's a sequel, but it's also kind of a reboot. And there is a section in this movie where, you know, they have this character that is like us, like horror fans, and they give like an essay to the other characters about the current state and the rules of the game, the rules of surviving a slasher movie. And in this case, a requel. Jumping into the returning cast from the OG. It's tough because you don't want to give anything away, but what I will say is they kind of feel shoehorned in. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. Did I enjoy them? Probably not as much as I've enjoyed them in past movies. That is a bad thing, but it's also a good thing because I like that they chose to focus more on the main cast, you know, because at the end of the day, do we want this to be the Gail and the Dewey and the Sydney show? Maybe, maybe not. I like that they gave the spotlight more to the new blood. One character I will highlight in this is Sam Carpenter. Her last name's Carpenter, played by Melissa Barrera. She is the true standout of this. I think she really is rooted in the plot of this movie very, very deeply. And I think you're really going to enjoy this character quite a bit. And you know what? You definitely want to have that one character that you can really hinge yourself on in a movie like this, and you're locked into her throughout the whole thing. Okay, this movie's not perfect, all right? There's a few cons that I definitely want to point out. If you're going into this Scream movie thinking that it's going to completely change the game up and this is going to be revolutionary to the slasher genre, nope. This is pretty much just your standard Scream movie. I don't think it still compares to the first movie. I would probably still put one of the other movies above this. The funny thing is, it definitely tries so hard to be unique. Again, being very careful with my words, but to me, it ultimately fails at doing so. You do have some throwaway characters. You do have some character decisions that are stupid. And I'm speaking from like a script point of view because I literally just posted something on Twitter the other day that there are really, really stupid people in this world, in real life. So it's okay for stupid people to exist in movies, for sure. But you still have to be smarter about the script, and there's certain character decisions in this, in the last act, that I found myself saying, no, you wouldn't do that though. Why would you do that? Especially when you just said beforehand that you don't want to do that. And then they do that anyway, because of a stupid reason. I wasn't buying that. And again, I've told you nothing, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see the movie. And lastly, I found that the reveal in this movie was predictable, which is funny because I saw like a couple of Twitter posts from people that had seen this movie like the night before saying, you will never predict the killer or killers. Wrong. I don't know if maybe that's just a dyed-in-the-wool horror fan type thing or just from a story perspective. I don't know. Me personally, I called it pretty early on. Don't let this stuff get you down, guys, okay? I'm not shitting all over this movie, okay? If you're a fan of Scream and the Scream franchise, you're gonna have a good time with this movie. There are some fun, witty moments throughout. There are moments that made you laugh. Didn't even really talk about the violence. It's bloody. I've heard some reports stating that this is like, the most graphic, bloodiest Scream. Nah, not really. I would say 4 is still more graphic than this movie. So overall, guys, I struggled with this, but I'm gonna give it a high humdrum. I'll give it a high humdrum. It's still a decent time. Not completely shitting on this movie, but yeah, it's a Scream movie. I had fun with it. And for some perspective, Scream's probably my 4th or 5th favorite franchise. I'm not a Scream fanboy, okay? I'm curious to see what some of you out there that put Scream like at the top of your, like I think Chris Snyder, just to give him a shout out, I think Scream is his favorite franchise. So he's probably gonna love the hell out of this, okay? Can't wait to go into the spoiler review though, because there is some really juicy spoilers in this to talk about. It's a Scream movie, of course. So anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think of Scream once you see it down in the comments. Also, be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. On Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Don't know how in the hell I got through this review and said what I did without spoiling anything, but it happened. Follow me at Drumdums on all my socials. Support me on Patreon. Buy me a coffee. Somebody was just mentioning too on Buy Me a Coffee, they don't take PayPal anymore. Is that true? Is that true? Like, Buy Me a Coffee, you're not taking PayPal? That's ridiculous. That's redonkulon. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Do you like scary movies?